Well, you guys, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but we got a monkey. Ever since the monkey came out, I have always had my eyes on them. I just overall like the design a lot better than the Grom. I like the seating position. I like the massive seat that it has, because to be honest, the Groms aren't very comfortable. So this puts you in a much more upright, relaxed position. Beyond that, just the looks alone, I think they look absolutely sexy. Yes, there are some things that I would change. We'll talk about that here in a bit, but overall, I just like having the traditional looking tank, little to no plastics on the bike. That's the thing about the Grom, is it's pretty much all plastic. But as the name implies, this is a vintage looking bike. It's retro modern, which is nice because you have the fuel injection and all of the modern amenities that come along with that in a package that looks vintage. So that's pretty cool to me. It was always a toss-up between the blue and the red to me. You guys will have to let me know what you prefer, but man, now that I have this blue, I just absolutely love it, especially with the other blue accents that we have on the bike. We do have the Öhlins front suspension, which is going to be nice. We have the eBay suspension in the rear, which is not so nice, but it'll get the job done. A couple little knickknacks here and there. You saw the headlight cage. It's got aftermarket levers on it, fender eliminator, and a couple other things. But overall, for what I used my Grom for, the monkey would have made a lot more sense. It does appear to have a little bit more ground clearance, which is nice. I'm hoping somebody comes out with an exhaust that just goes from here straight into the head to bring that up off the ground. Then you'll throw a skid plate on there and this thing will be built for off-road. And those of you that have been around on the channel long enough know that that's pretty much all I did on the Grom, was abuse that thing off-road. No, that's not the way that they were intended to be ridden, but man, it's just so much fun riding with a pack of minis in the dirt. We even took it a step beyond that and we're just doing straight up enduro riding on ours. But like I said, it's just so much fun to do, and this would have been a way better platform. It's narrower, doesn't have those side fairings sticking out. The seating position, it's more like a dirt bike to me. The SF Grom specifically had that notched out seat, and it just puts you too far forward. It was just too aggressive for riding off-road. It was never really comfortable, but this thing is completely different. I've said it a million times, but I'm 6'4" with a 36-inch inseam, so I don't have a lot of room to begin with. Probably shouldn't be on a Grom in the first place, but the monkey just really gives you that much more extra leg room, so I love it. But apart from looks, there really is no difference comparing it to the Grom. Same engine, same gearbox. It ultimately comes down to looks, whatever you prefer. Some people love it, some people hate it. I personally love the way that the monkey looks. I'd say just get both, man. It's the best of both worlds. I know that's not an option for a lot of people, but having owned both, you pay a little bit more for the monkey. I still think for what I like to do on them, it just makes more sense to have the monkey. I mean, that seat alone is worth the extra money. It's so much more comfortable. I mean, look at that ridiculous pillow that you've got on the back there. Love that red Honda badge, especially on the blue. It just pops. I know there are a couple aftermarket exhausts that you can get for these things, so if you are one of those companies, feel free to send one out for an install, review, and testing video. Like I said, Öhlins in the front. I love the blue forks. That is just sexy. Same thing with the rear swing arm. I love that that's blue as well. I love the gray coating on the engine case. That is beautiful, and it's going to be a lot more durable too. That black starts to look disgusting on the other Groms. One complaint that I do have is that gap in between the seat and the tank, and I think there might be a company that makes something that fits in there, but it's just a really ugly gap. I'd almost like to see someone make like a custom pouch that fits in there, maybe put your phone, wallet, stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Traditional ugly Grom mirrors. These ones are chrome though. I do think it looks better, especially with everything else going on and that chrome exhaust shield. You got your horn front and center here, and I do have this headlight cage on there. I love the way that it looks. Kind of gives it a scrambler feel. I like these tires a lot more than the V-rubbers that come on the Grom. They're kind of like a dual sport tire, still like 80% street, but I think we're gonna change that pretty soon because I wanna do some off-roading on this beast. Other than that, like I said, we have aftermarket levers. I'm not huge on these things. These seem to be the nicer ones. There's different levels to the China stuff, guys. I think these might be the MCZ tuning or whatever the hell they're called. They are adjustable with the little lever here. Not a huge fan of that. I prefer the stock levers personally, but I just like having this thing around the shop to look at. It's a nice looking bike. But once again, let me know, what color do you prefer? I love this blue. I don't have the best lighting right now, but you can see the texture on these grips. Gives it a little bit more vintage feel than the traditional Grom grips. Got the chrome bar ends as well. One big complaint that I have is the display. It's pretty hard to see in the daylight. I do like the way it looks though. You do not have a gear indicator, just a neutral light. You have a check engine light. Hope to never see that. You have a signal indicator and your high beam. Fuel gauge is standard. You got your odometer, your trip, stuff like that. Pretty simplistic, but I like the look. It's just kind of hard to see in the daylight. But I know a lot of you are probably only here to see it in action, so I'm gonna quit talking. Let's hop on the monkey and see what it can do.
All right, you guys, it is like 25 degrees right now, and that's Fahrenheit, so that's dedication. Go ahead and hit the like button for me freezing my butt off just to test this monkey out for you guys. And unfortunately, the roads are completely covered in ice, so this is gonna be an off-road review. I just really want to see how that Öhlins does compared to stock. It's definitely stiffer, that's for sure. Woo! The ground's frozen enough too where I'm kind of sliding. So right off the bat, man, I just gotta say that seating position is amazing. It is way more comfortable than the Grom. I mean, look how much room my knees have. Like, I've got a good 6 inches clearance to the handlebars. That's just something I never got on the Grom. A squirrel! But yeah, the suspension is definitely stiff. Those rear eBay shocks are bouncing all over the place. But I haven't bottomed out yet, and believe it or not, I would have bottomed out my Grom by now with the stock suspension, so that's impressive. Granted, that's a pretty large investment, and I can't really use that as a comparison factor because it's not stock, but it is nice. I've always wanted to try it. Oh yeah. Woo! Should we hit the ATV trails on this thing? I think so. Also, I can't be getting too crazy because, as many of you know, I'm still nursing a bum leg, so I'm borderline cripple. I have no business being out here, but I just wanted to try this thing out, man. I've been dying to ride it. Oh yeah, this is where the monkey belongs, right here, baby. Woo! Oh yeah, this is awesome. I'm trying to think of a handlebar setup that would be good for this, because with a lot of the Pro Tapers, they would just bring it down really low, and I like how high they are. I mean, they're borderline ape hangers, so I think the best combination would just do, ooh, forgot about this. Do we have the ground clearance? That is the question. I know one thing, we're just spinning. Oh yeah. Yeah, the Grom would have, oh my god. See, this is how crippled I am. Oh my god. We're bending the tree. Problem is, I can't wheelie over this. Like, usually I'd just be able to wheelie over it, but I don't have the traction. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we might have to turn around. You don't know how frustrating that is for me. But we'll get better eventually. But yeah, I think the best handlebar setup would consist of some risers and a higher Pro Taper bend. Like, you'd have to get some fat bars and cut them down. I guess you wouldn't have to get fat bars, but I just like fat bars preferred to the 7/8. But I think you would just have to do risers if you wanted to maintain this relaxed seating position, which I love. Alright guys, I have to say it, but this seat is a dream. It may look absolutely ridiculous, but my buns are comfy, sucking up all these bumps. Let's go ahead and stand up and feel how that... Yeah, honestly, standing up might be a little bit better on the Grom. That obnoxious, that obnoxious exhaust shield just pushed me off the peg. And this monkey cover right here, it just kind of pushes on your legs when you stand up. Not that a lot of people are going to be doing that, but me personally, I will. Whoa, battling some ruts here. But man, almost went down there. But man, I can't count the number of times that I've been riding home with a sore back on the Grom just because of the seating position. And this is literally like sitting in a love seat, and that's what you're gonna get on a monkey. You're gonna get love on this bike compared to the Grom. You're just gonna get a bunch of dudes. Woo! Uh-oh, we still got some snow left. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be slick. Oh no! I don't know if we're gonna make it over that. Problem is, I think we're gonna sink. I hope that ice is thick enough. Oh no, it's not. Dang. Damn! I don't have the muscle power right now to get me unstuck. Tell you what, doing it for you guys. We'll figure a way over there. By the way, this whole video has been filmed in 4K, so if you haven't already, make sure you switch that on. I'm pretty excited about that. Oh yeah, bike life! Woo! And I didn't mention it, but the monkey has 4,157 miles, so it's still pretty fresh. Clutch is still good, as you can tell, man, just popping that wheel up with ease. But something like this, it just makes you feel like you're mobbing around on a mini dual sport. And this thing fits the bill way more than the Grom. And if you aren't going to use it like this and you're just going to stay on the streets, then that ultimately comes down to looks. But I've seen some pretty sweet monkey builds. Oh my god, that hurt. Oh. Yeah, guys, that's why I'm not on two wheels yet. Ooh. Oh, that's gonna hurt tomorrow. Damn it. I did not want to do that. But I've seen some pretty sweet monkey builds. People try to make them look like scramblers, cafe racers, and there's just a lot more that you can do with them in comparison. Man, that really upsets me. I barely put my leg down and that, oh man, that hurt. Oh dude, what the hell are we doing? We are ice skating right now. I gotta say, those tires have been doing all right though. Holy crap, we sunk. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with the tires so far. This ground is frozen. Also, this thing's gonna be a hell of a lot easier to clean. You can get to the underside of almost everything. I haven't even tried to take the seat off yet or anything like that, but those Grom plastics can be pretty hard to clean up underneath. I've had to take them off several times. There we go. Whew. Stay out of these ruts. These things will swallow you. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but I do still have the Grom. Now, while it's nice to have both, I really don't foresee myself keeping both of them, so let me know what you think. Should I keep the monkey? Is that something you guys would be interested in, or keep the Grom? I mean, the Grom is definitely a staple here on the channel. She needs a little bit of love, so I'm not really sure. Uh-oh. We gotta do this again. Full send. Woohoo! Oh, that's too fun. Yeah, man, that concerns me. Just putting my leg down that little bit just gave me flashbacks and just stung the hell out of me. Another thing that I like about the Monkey is just the simple fact that there aren't a lot out there yet. Because it takes a really specific person to want to buy one of these things because they're not cheap. You can find used Groms for next to nothing. So to make that investment, you really gotta love the thing. I mean, these things are over $4,000 out the door, brand new. Think about how much you could buy with that. I mean, you're talking for a couple grand more. I got a canned ham. A canned frickin' ham. So you can do a lot with 4 grand. As always, to everyone, I recommend buying used. Even if it's just a few $100s cheaper, you're going to be avoiding all of the dealership fees, and you can spend that extra money on mods and customize it to make it your own. Don't get me wrong, there are good dealerships out there, but for the most part, I've never got a good deal at one. So let me know if you've had any good experiences at dealerships. Man, I got quite a few ducks out there today. Oh man, I forget what that duck's called. It's got like a pretty maroon head. I do have to say the suspension is a little stiff for my liking, which is crazy. I never thought I would say that. Man, this is really going to show your age. Who remembers playing Paperboy growing up? That game was hard as hell.
Nice monkey.
Thanks. You like the color?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
How many colors are there?
3. There's yellow, red, and blue.
That's right, okay.
Pretty slippery.
Yeah, it is. Very.
Well, I think it's gonna wrap things up on the Monkey. Hope y'all enjoyed this little first ride. First impressions, I know it wasn't anything spectacular, and unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon, man. Just based on that little foot down that I had to do earlier, I was not expecting that. I thought I was further than that, but we still got a ways to go. That being said, man, you're just gonna have to bear with me. I hope you'll understand. Still gonna be making content, build videos, might do some stuff to the Monkey, but mostly gonna be riding 4-wheelers and doing stuff with 4-wheelers. So, and when it gets nicer, I'll definitely do a little bit of street riding here and there, especially on the minis. So look forward to that. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing this beautiful bike. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, like if you enjoyed, and until the next video, we'll see you then.